Again to the non-dual lectionary. This is for year C, the fifth Sunday in Lent, and we have a short lesson, but I think a good one, pretty rich with some interesting things to talk about. And it is here, John chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. Mary anoints Jesus. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those reclining with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She bought it so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." So there's a couple ways that I've heard this talked about that I think if we take it as a story straight on its face, like a factual account of something that happened, then it's all fair. One being the prophecy that this is in preparation for his burial, right? So the mythological story, but taken factually of Jesus again prophesying his death. Not too interested in that personally from again what I hope is a non-dual perspective here. Something that can elucidate those nuggets that we might take for ourselves on that in that recognition or realization for ourselves. Another one here is kind of Jesus as something like either somebody who knows what's really going on. Um, so the comment here that Judas didn't really care about the poor. He wanted to steal it. So Jesus kind of sees through that, right? And says, I'm going to avoid you being able to steal this. Um, again, I'm not too interested in that. And I think the story works just as well uh, if we take that out. If we assume even that Judas is he really means it, and he thinks why shouldn't this just be sold for the poor? But either way, I think that Judas thing it gives us a key to unlock a nice little nugget here. And that comment is there's all sorts of things in the gospel where Jesus is saying, no, you should take care of the poor. You should take care of people that are struggling. Um, and so Judas, listening to this, could easily think, either genuinely or as a sort of trick, I figured out the rules here, right? I figured out how to be somebody that fits into this role that Jesus is telling us to take in the world. I see money, costly perfume being used here, and it's being essentially wasted, right? This is for not a good reason. I figured out the rules that we're supposed to follow, and it's to take care of the poor. There you go. And there is how we all fit in, right? Um, a lot of us, right? Even if we're exploring a spiritual path, even if we've gotten a taste or we think there's something to this like non-dual or mystical or contemplative tradition, we're going to have a transformation of what it is. There's it's almost inevitable that our ego self wants to know like what are the rules? How do we do it? What's the practice? I do this and then I get this and I do this, right? We're trying to fit into how it works. Um, but what Jesus brings out here, and I think we can see it in our own recognition too, is the true non-dual recognition, when we really live out of our true self, that is not the small personality I think I am, but is really an expression of everything, an expression here just as you're an expression there. There's no rule. In one moment it may be to take care of the poor. In the next it might be to bow down in front of the divine. In the next, it might be a frivolity. It might be a costly frivolity. Um, all of those can be expressions of true self, of our true nature, of whatever is happening in the divine, spiritually infused material universe that we're living in that is expressing itself as me right now and is expressing itself as you right now. There is no rule in how to fit that. There is no, this is what's always going to be the thing that works. Um, in Taoism, right? There's the saying that gets used a lot that the Tao that can be spoken is not the true Tao. Um, another way to put it that if you're truly living as an expression of reality, then there is no rule book. There is no guideline of how exactly to do that. And I think then, like the small self, it can't help but hear that and go, well, I can't possibly figure it out then, right? There's no way I can align with what I need to do. There's no way I can make this happen. There's no way I can be an expression of what is. And the answer is like, yeah, you can't. You can't decide to do that. You can't do the project and make it work. And also at the same time, no, of course you can, in the sense of like you always already are. There's no getting away from it, even at the same time, right? Um, and all we can do is have that realization, that recognition ourselves, and then the alignment shows up of the small self and reality and what is all aligned as one, which always already is already, but now we're showing up as that in a conscious way in a way. So yeah, I love this. Just a lovely little story. Really really brings out some really neat things. And here we have like Jesus as teacher, right, in a moment, responding to a moment as it shows up. Um, and so something that we can all take away, not as a rule, right, but only as another reminder of what is and how to live, as what is.